The Public Art Archive is pleased to present Cultivating a Collaborative Public Art Community, a workshop held in Jersey City, New Jersey in October of 2023 as part of the International Sculpture Center Conference. Since the Public Art Archive's inception in 2010, its mission to make public art more public has guided the program's growth into the largest active database of public art in the world, with almost 22,000 records representing work from over 12,000 artists. Records spanning lived experience, geographic boundary, theme, and work type are contributed by public art organizations and artists and united into a centralized, freely accessible engagement portal, where street artists are presented alongside prolific sculptors and ephemeral experiences alongside traditional monuments. PAA's interactive mapping technology and advanced searching capabilities makes discovering public art easier than ever and more accessible whether users are at home or on the go. As more artists aspire to enter the field of public art, established creatives look for new ways to increase visibility, and public art administrators seek tools to engage the public with their collections. Our goal is to collaboratively cultivate the essential digital space for bringing artists, administrators, and enthusiasts together by providing ample free resources to generate opportunities for discovery and amplify the visibility of public art and its network of creators. The Public Art Archive strives to be the essential resource for discovering and learning about public art. We plan to capture, catalog, and present a comprehensive, definitive database of public art that is current, accurate, authoritative, user-friendly, and freely accessible, what we like to think of as the IMDb of public art, because there's something there for everyone, from industry professionals to the most casual users. And the site itself is engaging and incredibly simple to use and find information. Here's a very quick breakdown of our suite of products and services offerings. We offer a public art database and public engagement portal that currently contains records for over 22,000 artworks cited mostly in the US, with a growing number of international collections. All of these artworks are also discoverable from our device-responsive site, meaning our portal is optimized for desktop, tablet, or mobile viewing, all from one site where no app downloads are necessary. We also offer and manage a web-based collection management system for organizations that manage public art collections and need a back-end system in which to do so. And we offer a suite of more customized collection engagement tools, such as landing pages, collection-specific maps, and special projects or virtual exhibitions. For organizations that need a collection management system with which to manage their collection and all of the work that goes into anything from commissioning through conservation, we offer and manage a web-based system for a low-cost annual fee. Organizations that subscribe to our system retain the benefit of our hosting, maintenance, and support for this service, and they can push data directly to our public engagement portal. This is especially beneficial for public art professionals who often do the job of many people with little staff and resources, and need a one-stop shop for data management and public engagement. Essentially, we can help reduce redundant workflows by providing digital tools for collection and project management at the same time as providing that public engagement functionality. And here's just a short moving image of how our site works. If you want to test it out for yourselves, you can also navigate to it on your phones by going to publicartarchive.org or using the QR code in the corner of the slide. The Public Art Archive encompasses over 22,000 works of art, as well as nearly 60,000 images and other media items associated with those artworks, such as streaming video content, PDFs, and so forth. The database includes over 14,000 artists and public art locations. Each artwork is cataloged following a consistent set of data standards and terms to make the ability to search across the database seamless and user-friendly. All artists and collections are easily searchable on our user-friendly web application, accessible at a link, meaning no app downloads are necessary, and can be used at home on your desktop, at work on your laptop, or out and about on your phone. Within our repository, the public can engage with public art by collection, which is probably of significant interest to those of you who work within public art organizations looking for tools and resources for digital public engagement. You can see, based on the screenshots in the slides, all artworks within particular collections can be sorted and filtered through a number of facets and can even be experienced via sort and filterable interactive maps on desktops, tablets, and smartphones. Organizations can also document artworks that are no longer physically on view to the public, whether they were commissioned as temporary experiences, removed, or deaccessioned, and provide the context as to why they may no longer be accessible. Artists can submit work to PAA to document public artworks and make them discoverable by anyone in the public exploring public art. You can utilize the Public Art Archive as an accompaniment to your own websites or in lieu of. Through our platform, artists can access a map of where your artworks are located, offering a view of the geographic expanse of your portfolio. Each artwork in the database is accompanied by its own artwork record, which includes all the details about the artwork. Basic information such as artist name, date, location, work type, material, descriptive context, and so forth. Additionally, each record appears with map functionality, so if the artwork is on view to the public, you can get directions to the artwork site. We also offer opportunities to integrate other multimedia items, such as videos, PDFs, and audio content. And we encourage contributors to update the contextual information included on these records by incorporating content such as artist interviews, installation videos, references in local papers and journals, and items of this nature. Beyond looking specifically at particular collections and artists, our platform is especially unique because it also allows users to explore artwork from an aerial view, without collection distinctions, in much the same way that public art is experienced by members of the public who are unaware of collection distinctions between artworks and overlapping geographic boundaries. Here, I'm showing a screenshot of public art in Denver, and you can see where Arts and Venues Denver, which is the city and county's public art program, the state of Colorado's collection, and RTD, the Regional Transit Systems collection, all overlap. By functioning in this way, we can produce powerful visual imagery and reports of artworks across particular regions, counties, and states to offer broader views of public art, while creating experiences for the public that are not limited to singular collections. Before we switch gears, we just wanted to pause and highlight ways in which the International Sculpture Center and PAA intersect. Here you can see a snapshot of our participation in 2022's International Sculpture Day, where we highlight a history of public sculpture for the last 16 decades. Public sculpture has been a bedrock of society, and we strive to continue to capture, document, and explore this intersection of art and humanity, and we need your collaboration to do so. My colleague Allison will now shift gears into how you can help us cultivate this widening public art community.
We wanted to spend a minute talking about why artists would want to become a part of the Public Art Archive network. Over the years, PAA has grown into the largest active repository of public art information in the world. But we've also been able to see it start growing into a real community of artists, people who work in public art, researchers, journalists, public art enthusiasts, all interested in learning about and supporting this corner of the art world. If you join our community by adding your work is included in the conversation about public art, as well as placemaking, creative and community vitality, cultural tourism, and the ways in which these allied fields are intersecting and evolving. Adding your artwork supports teaching and research of contemporary artworks and artists. The more you share, the better the resource becomes for you and the field. When your artwork is in PAA, it is readily found by people around the world who are interested in public art. Our interactive maps synthesize all public art in a geographic area, removing collection borders and better representing the public's experience of encountering art in public space, making finding artwork intuitive and encouraging discovery and further exploration. Beyond all that, it's worth reiterating that contributing to the Public Art Archive is free. We are a nonprofit. Our goal is to support and build the public art community. So when you contribute, in return, you are also building a unique personal resource for yourself or your collection. Your artwork receives exposure and visibility through PAA and is recognized as part of the larger survey of public art in the US and internationally. And it's added to a highly searchable database to be discovered among other artworks and collections. In adding your artwork, you'll also get a unique link to your collection, whether for an individual artist or organization. This includes an interactive map to all the works under your name, which is a great visual of your impact across a city, region, or the country. Your PAA page can serve as a detailed, organized, searchable portfolio that we encourage you to link to and use as widely as you'd like on your websites, resumes, etc. Similarly, others can see and share your work with their networks, really broadening and strengthening the public art community through this mutually beneficial sharing of art. Before we get into the documentation process, we thought it would be useful to explain directly how we get all the data that's in the Public Art Archive. So as mentioned, we accept submissions from either the organizations who commission, own, or otherwise steward the artwork, or the artists or studios who created the work. We only accept submissions from these verified sources, and we operate this way to protect artists and copyright owners under fair use and to make sure we are maintaining the highest quality data we can. We don't crowdsource in order to build our data set faster because we believe that protecting the integrity of the artwork through collecting accurate and vetted data is a more significant contribution to the public art field than amassing a large amount of data, some of which may be questionable. We also want to appeal to a variety of audiences, ensuring that PAA is a valuable resource and can be used as a tool for anything from academic research to journalism and wayfinding. Now we want to move on to sharing some pointers for maximizing your artwork's impact in digital space. Public art is inherently discoverable in that it exists in public space and is viewable for free, making it a great opportunity for your work to reach a large and varied audience. We know that digital space is a primary place for artworks and artists to be discovered, and for this reason, it's really important to have robust, compelling digital records to reflect your artwork. It will lead to you and your artwork coming up in more searches, being shared more, and your work connecting to more people. When it comes to cataloging, some parts are necessarily rigid and uniform. This type of data helps make your artwork easier to search and discover. There are also creative aspects to cataloging, though, particularly when it comes to the description of your artwork and any keywords you include within it. With this type of documentation, a helpful guiding question for artworks and admins is, what is the difference between artworks exhibited in public versus gallery space? When an artwork is in a gallery space, there's often a gallery manager or docent or written information about the work available for people to understand more about it. In public art, on the other hand, digital space becomes that didactic. If someone sees a work while they're visiting a city and they want to know more about it, they turn to platforms like PAA for more information and to share the work with others. In gallery space, there's opportunity for the artist's voice to be heard and read through written documentation when the artist isn't present. But in public space, there's a greater distance between the creator and the public experience. Digital space provides that opportunity to have the artist's statement or other context you want to share about the piece readily available for the public to enhance their appreciation for the work. To demonstrate how to maximize your impact when it comes to cataloging works of public art, we wanted to walk through the basics of creating a public art archive submission via our web form and talk through some of the key areas that will help your artwork and portfolio connect with our wide range of users. So for this demo, we'll be entering data for the artwork on the right-hand side, so you can see how the data you submit translates to our front-end engagement portal. The first thing, of course, is your name and email address, which is important if we have questions, but also we want to ensure we have contact information in case we are asked about an artwork for use in teaching, media, or publications. We always refer to the contributing source in these cases. Next, add the artwork title and a popular title if the work is known by another name amongst the public. A good example here is to think of Cloudgate by Anish Kapoor in Chicago. If you want anyone to be aware of the actual title, it will be important to add the bean as a popular title so that people searching online are connected to this record and can find it. Recording popular titles like this also demonstrates how the public affects and influences public art on this very basic level. Add the artist's name and website and a creation date. Below that, there's a field for entering a range of dates if this artwork was temporary, ephemeral, or has been removed for any reason. Then add the collection name, usually the organization, city, or otherwise that commissioned or paid for the artwork. Then add the owner, which is often but not always the same entity. Below that, we'll add the artwork type. This field has a drop-down list of curated terms from Getty's Art and Architecture Thesaurus representing the primary work types used in public art. This is the field standard for documenting art objects and is used across disciplines, so unites artworks under a common language. Select the term that best describes the primary type of artwork this is, and in the field below you can enter any additional work types since we know public artworks often fall under multiple categories. Then add the materials of your artwork. This is a free text field, so feel free to list the materials however you'd like. On our end, we will use this information to select controlled vocabulary terms, again from Getty's Thesaurus, based on the information you supplied. Using controlled vocabularies unites your artwork with others of the same type and will allow your artwork to be discoverable by its materials. Next is the description. We'll go into more detail in a minute, but artwork description is a powerful tool for conveying that didactic information about an artwork, an artist's intention for their work, recording the history and reception of the artwork, etc. Leveraging this field skillfully also makes the work more discoverable, as each word used in this field becomes a searchable keyword. More on this in just a minute. Choose a placement type from another of our curated vocabulary lists. Again, this makes your artwork searchable by its location in terms of place type, whether it's placed on the grounds of a library, municipal plaza, park, intersection, bridge, etc. The next thing we ask for is location. This field is crucial for our mapping. We recommend adding latitude and longitude here if you can, alongside the street address to get the most accurate and precise location for your artwork on our maps. If you can't, a street address alone will work, and we will add geo-coordinates on our end as accurately as possible. Photo credit is another important field for operating under fair use. In this field, name the person or entity responsible for taking the photos of the artwork you're submitting. In this example, the photo credit belongs to the commissioning organization. Under supplemental information, you can add any additional details about the artwork you'd like to share, maybe links to articles that mention the artwork, if there was a press release or announcement from when the artwork was dedicated, or links to videos or other media associated with the piece. Then add your images. We typically recommend at least 2 images to ensure there are multiple views of the artwork, detail shots, etc. Photography best practices are also something we'll get into more detail about shortly. Once all of the images are ready, you can submit your record and you'll see a confirmation page pop up and your work is done. We vet all of these submitted records to ensure verified sources are submitting them, and we also add controlled vocabulary terms where needed, so usually within a week you'll see them published to our front-end engagement portal. We wanted to go over in detail a few things the artwork record from the demo does really well. It's a short record. On the slide is the record with its description in its entirety, but the person who submitted it hit on a lot of key areas of importance when it comes to making artwork records that are really compelling for our audiences and are more likely to have a further reach. First, we have the images. We can see the artist submitted images that showcase the artwork from different vantage points, providing overall and detail shots of the work. So you can see the artwork in context, as well as the craftsmanship of the piece. There are also process shots, providing a glimpse into the fabrication of the work, which is really fascinating for a lot of our users, those behind the scenes things. Below that, we have the basic cataloging requirements. These details, again, are necessary for archival purposes and discoverability via our search. But the description here is really where we want to focus. Without being overly long, this description touches on 3 key areas that are important for providing context for your artwork, ensuring the entry is compelling and sparks interest, and provides an opportunity to convey the intention behind the creation of the work. The first paragraph describes the work, the history of the site, and how that inspired the artwork that was created, along with providing details about the symbolism present in the piece. So for this work, Sweet, the library where the work is cited is the site of a former sugar mill. The work considers the site's history and uses a model of a sugar molecule as its inspiration. There's also a short biographical entry about the artist, as well as a brief statement from the artist so we can read in the artist's voice their perspective on their work. This artwork from Santa Monica, A Resurrection in 4 Stanzas by artist April Banks, is another example of a really robust artwork record that is informational and intriguing for diverse audience types. For this piece, the artist worked with the community and other project collaborators to create a commemoration and celebration of the African American residents, workers, and visitors of the historic Belmar neighborhood of Santa Monica, where the artwork is placed and which was erased through eminent domain by the city of Santa Monica in the mid-1950s to build the city's Civic Center campus. The form Banks chose for her sculpture, an exploded full-scale red-painted shotgun house, evokes a common architectural form of the area and the demolition of those homes to make way for construction. To archive and share the complexity of this work in digital space on PAA, here we can see that the artist included a series of YouTube videos related to the project. This type of supplemental multimedia content, we know, really engages viewers who learn and consume information differently, and it allows the artist to tell a more complete story of the artwork. In addition, she has linked to existing content on the web surrounding the artwork, the site, the history of Belmar, etc., which helps illustrate more richly this artwork's position within the site, physically and historically. The Public Art Archive's mission includes archiving and sharing records for artworks that are no longer on view to the public, whether they were ephemeral works, performances, deaccessioned, or otherwise temporary installations. We believe these works played a notable role in the history of their sites, and they should be archived as a means of preserving cultural memory of events that took place in public space. Here is one such example, Or Does It Explode by the artist Dred Scott in Philadelphia. Scott collaborated in summer 2008 with community youth to create this site-specific outdoor installation, which consists of 12 human-sized light boxes placed directly on the ground and illuminated to show self-portraits of the youth participants. The work grappled with the city's increase in violence and its effect on its young citizens' chances at fulfilling their aspirations. This artwork no longer exists in physical space, but its impact lives on. Documenting this temporary artwork is important not only for the history of the collection it's a part of, but for study in social justice art-making practices, and to allow audiences to learn about the history of this site and the city through the lens of its art. If you contribute a work that is no longer on view to the Public Art Archive, we can add off-view tags to the record that alert users that this artwork is no longer visible, but afford them the opportunity to learn about and share the artwork. Including imagery that details the surrounding site and really shows how it existed in public space is really helpful in contextualizing artwork and its relationship to its site. The experience of public art is enhanced when the public understands how and why an artwork is cited in a particular place, and particularly for temporary or works that aren't on view anymore, this context is crucial to demonstrating an artwork's impact. Another notable thing about this artwork record, this record lists a number of collaborators that helped bring this artwork to life. In PAA, you can highlight any assistants, project managers, fabricators, or other entities involved in making an artwork come to fruition. This practice better demonstrates a more inclusive story of public artworks by highlighting the community of collaborators it takes to create a work of public art. This practice not only emphasizes community engagement, but it highlights how many jobs and workers are involved in the public art process, which is crucial to the vitality of the field. Using these strategies, being intentional about the way you describe an artwork and accurately using vocabulary terms to ensure your artworks show up in more relevant searches, choosing engaging photos that spark interest and clicks, all of these things help us build a vibrant, active community of public artists, administrators, researchers, journalists, and enthusiasts who will be able to understand and appreciate your artwork, experiencing it and sharing it in digital space. We would love for you to become a part of our community by submitting your artworks or organizational collections to the Public Art Archive. We have a variety of submission methods and tools, all of which are completely free. We love seeing new artworks enter the archive and sharing them out on social media, especially if they have a particularly compelling story behind them. And we're just an email away and always happy to help with any concerns you have pertaining to your artwork's documentation. Our website includes toolkits and other resources to get you started or help you along in your public art documentation practice, whether you're an artist or an administrator of a collection. Our resources page is accessible through the QR code on this slide, and it has tools like instructions for getting your artwork's coordinates, photographing artworks, sample commissioning documents that can help you if you're an artist better understand what the public art process might look like should you win a commission, schedules, payments, other expectations that can help you as you apply to and execute public art commissions. Our import template